Hi, this is Cheryl with Sea Spirit Tarot, and a little bit of crazy today. I wanted to do these last night, but I was kind of doing coping with the loss. I'm now an official crone. I had 2 teeth pulled this morning at the dentist. More to come. I'm going to be bionic. I'm putting myself back together after all these years, but I'm going to get these done because I want to. And my higher self said that I need to do this, and I do enjoy the community. So this is, I don't remember what the name of it is. Get to know your YouTubers A to Z. Now, I'm usually pretty good about staying with stuff if it says how many to do. I'm usually pretty good at that. But today I might not be as good, but we'll start. My age, in about 3 or 4 weeks, I'll be 69 years old. And I started this channel last August during Lionsgate because my higher self told me to do it. Because I have to see who I am, learn who I am. And I want to add, it wasn't until I quit my nursing job oh, it's just awful, of 30 years or so, that I actually started, I guess I'm accepting my cronism right now, putting my body back together. So anyway, I'm 69, and here I be, still just crazy after all these years, huh? Okay, what is my favorite book? Now this one I'm going to vary a little bit on, because anyone that's, oh, I pulled the wrong one. I didn't. Wes watched me knows that I'm a Dion Fortune fan. So this is Sea Priestess. This is one of my favorite ones, but there's like 5 of them. You know, is there a doctor in the house? This is Dr. Taverner. This is more with psychic phenomena and possessions. And Dr. Taverner, how he treats them. Dion Fortune was also Golden Dawn. So am I swollen from my tooth pulls? I don't know. Whoops. I just almost made a huge mess. Probably one of my most favorite books that actually have it wrapped in plastic, a very influential book, is Autobiography of a Yogi. This is like my 4th copy. I even have had this stolen at work. I've lent it out. Amazing book. But I bet for 20 years or more, because actually I'm returning after pretty much like 30 years, not 20. I just lost track of time. I only read nonfiction, but lately, more as escape, but also as a rest. You can also catch me reading things like Tony Hillerman. And this is because I had the blessings to work at Indian Health Services Hospital on the Hopi Navajo res. I spent a lot of time working with many different tribes, but these books, they're cop stories, or anthropology, but they bring up Shahart, the Navajo philosophy, and for fiction, Amanda Quick with the paranormal, women mostly of the ton, like the 1880s in England. And they were all paranormal, and they were all really sharp, progressive, and she makes me laugh. So that's more than one book. That's a really hard one because I'm a reader. So what is my favorite book? Maybe it's Linda Goodman's Star Signs that started this whole thing off for me. I don't know. Career, I wanted when I was a kid and what it actually is now. As a kid, I wanted anything to do with outside. I wanted stuff to do with animals. I did go to Wilderness Survival School, where they train like the Outward Bound instructors. But then I had kids, and you can't like spend your whole time out in the mountains. I am passionate for horses. I cowgirled in Montana, in some wild places where I wouldn't see anybody all day but my horse and maybe an eagle and birds, elk, moose, whatever. But what I ended up doing for money is being an RN. And, but I've always had an interest in holistic healing because I was studied with herbalists way back in the 70s before I was ever an RN. So now I guess I'm kind of getting to do, I'm too old for the horses and my knees are awful. I'm putting my whole body back together, starting with the teeth. The teeth are done. We got to get some new teeth in there, and then my knees, and then I'll be able to start my new life again. Many lives in this life I have had. Pretty exciting. Carlos Castaneda too had a lot of influence on me. Career. So now I have, I guess, a spiritual channel, and I really hope to really do the spiritual channel, incorporate some alternative healings, other stuff, such as all goes in that realm of the new eon, of the new era. That's why I had such a hard time in nursing, because I sure just did not. It is so hard that I'm getting ready to spend about 4 months in a system that I spent 30 years learning great mistrust of. So I'm going to do a spread on those people that Divine did one. I don't wanna. I'm gonna do that spread in a few minutes. Dream. I've had many dreams, many dreams. I guess a dream that materialized is I did actually get to have horses and work horseback. I sometimes wish they didn't have A&M oceanography school here. When I left, I went to University of Wyoming from Houston, Texas, because I was just drawn out there, like I would say from a past life. But my dream now is to be able to walk, to get back out on the beach and be able to walk. I don't have a car. I ride my bike everywhere, so I'm kind of like Alzheimer's reverting to when I was in my 20s and, you know, religiously did my yoga and only had a bicycle, lived in Austin, Texas, when Austin, Texas was cool. Anyway, dream. I guess a dream will be whatever I imagine and manifest. The energy is here to serve me, and I need to keep repeating that, because when I do, my frequency raises. Essential items. Well, because I have lived in houses where my cell phone didn't even get service, or I'd have to walk out to the road to get limited service. When I was on the res, I had to drive at least 75 miles towards Winslow, Arizona, before I could pick up service. And I have Verizon. You can get service almost everywhere, but a lot of the places I've lived, you can't get service. So I can live without my cell phone. I think what mine would be for my vibratory rate and health and attitude, or essential oils are essential to me. And right now I'm working with this howlite. I like my rocks. I always joke. I've moved so much. Now that I've come back home after 35 years, I've only lived 3 places in the last 10 years, and I've actually been in this one for 6. But I always laugh. I'm easy to move. You know, all I have is books and rocks and such. So anyway, I guess those would be my essential items that I would take with me. Favorite Rider-Waite-Smith deck. I guess this is it. This one is, what, 30 years old? I keep saying 20, but I think I came back to Texas for a few years, finished my nursing, and went back to Montana. I believe that was 90 that I did that. So everybody knows what this deck looks like. It's the only Rider-Waite-Smith deck I have. I have 2 clones, the Dragon and the Dark Mansion, Rider-Waite-Smith. Let's get cooking here. Gold or silver? Silver. Silver. Though I think These are African, these are copper. Negative ions, like a salt lamp, right? My height, I was 5'5", but after I had my first knee replacement, he said I was 5'4". I think I was in my 50s then. So I don't really know what my height is now. I'm going to say 5'4", and when they get done doing my knees, I don't know what I'll be. But I am at that age where you start shrinking down, except I haven't shrunk this way very much. I just seems to be shrinking this way, and then I look, my torus rising, I'm more square. That's exciting. Ideal day. Since I'm not nursing, you know, I thought my daughter really hated me. I have one son in Montana and a daughter here. And, but actually I was always working, or so worn out from working. So an ideal day is sometimes my daughter and I take off and do things, and we just laugh and laugh and laugh. And I've been working for her part-time. And the other ideal day is on the water. I'm a half a block from the beach. I was raised on the beach. I was a surfer. I was a sailor. I'd go back and forth, you know. I got to be at the beach. I want to be in the mountains. But even in the mountains, I was always on a river or something very similar. Funniest joke. I'm so bad about jokes. I'm one of those people that watches funny movies and I feel so sorry for those people that it's supposed to be funny, but I find them sad. So my funniest joke, the only thing I could think of, because I'm not a good joke person, was from Mary Poppins, when they were up on the ceiling, or when they were going up on the ceiling, rising, and I once knew a man with a wooden leg named Smith, and then it was like, oh really? Well, what was the name of his other leg? So anyway, got that one out of the way. Kids, I have 2 children born in 79 and 80. I'm an old hippie. I had my kids at home. I doctored them with herbs like Peter Rabbit's mother. They were born, I have a Sky and a Bear. That's their nicknames. Actually, it's a Skylar and a Barrett. But, yeah, my son is a Montanan through and through, and my daughter lives here on Galveston Island. Living arrangements. I live by myself. I have this made in 1940s, built in 1940s. Oh, I call it the Bohemian Beach apartment. It's pretty basic. I mean, even the floors are like painted plywood. But I'm a half a block from the beach. I can step out on my porch and I can hear the waves. And I could see, but one of the big fancy hotels, which is not a big fancy one, it was one that made it through the 1900 storm. The Galvez is my neighbor, and they have a parking garage there. It's a small one, but half a block, I'm on the beach. My favorite Marseille deck. After watching Vincent Patisi, who said, you know, if you can read Marseille, you can read any. I have the J.J. Swiss, and I'm not going to show it. A lot of people started with this deck. Patisi has a new deck out I'd be interested in. And then I've seen, maybe it's, I don't know who had it, Hermitscave, but one of the more modern ones with more colors. And then actually he just showed a cat one, but how many can I use? And this one is cool because it fits in my purse. And that's a good thing. Okay, nicknames. I don't have any loving nicknames because I was a heavyset child. When I was young, a heavyset adult. There was some that were not so nice, but we'll just skip those. Oracle. Oracle's kind of hard for me because I love these Arcturian sacred geometry cards that are coded. So like, and y'all have seen these, I've done these, blueprint. Our blueprints are being activated right now, okay? So these go into your neurotransmitters, just like the tarot, knowing the symbols. Passion. You need to live your life with passion, with lust, like in the Crowley cards. Lust for the divine and for life. I'm trying to learn to keep my mouth shut. But so my girlfriend says now I'll be Baba Yaga, and maybe I will for a while. But instead of hiding out, you know what? I enjoy doing this, and I am an old crone, and I am becoming bionic, you know? I'm going to be getting some new teeth stuck in there, new knees, need a haircut. What am I passionate about? When I did get into nursing, I was psych specialized. I worked lockdown units. Some of them we had, well, my favorite one, we had 4 patients and 3 staff. That was here at University of Texas Medical Branch. And I worked prisons as a travel nurse. I worked with the migrant workers in Northern California. I worked reservations across Montana. I've been a travel nurse. I worked Indian Health Service, like I said. To work on the Hopi Reservation and the Hopi Hospital, Hopi and Navajo, is one of the most blessed privileges I've ever had in my entire life. And you know, the hospital was so cool because they would have Navajo rugs that were like 5 by 10 feet framed, and they had statues, and there weren't, you know, growing up coming from Texas, all the hospitals had Jesus on the cross and all that, but these hospitals, this hospital, and some of the others, they just had such a different feel because the culture and the art, and I know it's terrible to say I'm an Indian lover. I mean, that's not always real cool, but I am. I could live with the Native Americans forever, and they have the most coolest dry wit. I have some movies. I mean, they are hysterical. One that's not hysterical is Thunderheart, and that's one everybody should watch. It has Val Kilmer. It's about them polluting all the uranium, and uranium's a big subject right now. Oracle, I showed those. But you know, I also got this Ganesh for Christmas, and I like all that dancing with the Vedics. Oh, passionate about mental health. Here we are. So anyway, that's where I was. My soapbox is that people blow off the mental health. You know, they donate money to the Cancer Society for what? They donate money to heart. The medicine is to be made in ortho cardiac plastics. But mental health, people look at that as, oh, well, they don't have to be like that if they don't want to. And before I was an RN, I actually worked in group homes with, I don't know what the word is now, developmentally disabled is what it was called then. And they are so precious to my heart. And the other thing is I'm a conspiracy theorist because, I mean, I spent 30 years in medical. Oh my God, if you even knew what really went on in there, and the propaganda and the garbage that they're giving us. So some of that's going to come out in my channel too, off and on. I try to keep it. I don't want to be political. I just want people to see where they're being blocked, where they're being not compressed like a diamond, but more like an 8 of Swords. Okay, Oracle, passionate quote. I have books of quotes that I wrote, but I made this one up. The purpose of this life is not to see through each other, but to see each other through. So I'll use that one. Relationship status, single. Season. Our trees are budding. It's 70 degrees here. I mean, our leaves are out. You know, the oleanders are blooming. The roses are blooming. And I love that. And I love the fall because it's Halloween. And that's like, you know, I mean, I'm a tarot reader, pagan, earth-based. So why would you not like Halloween? Winter here's are mild. It's hard to dislike the winter. When I was young, you know, I'd cross-country ski and camp and climb mountains, and, you know, winter was different. But I'm more going to say what season I don't like is down here. The end of July, August, September, and into October can be like 92, 93 degrees and humid. And that's not my favorite. But also in the fall comes biker rally. We have one of the largest biker rallies here in the United States. So for 4 days, I think it's right before Halloween, we are hardly invaded. And where I live, I'm actually inside the barricades, a part of what's going on. And I was going to show also, the 14th begins Mardi Gras. And I just was going to show a couple of my beads, some of my fancier beads. Here's one of Hoodoo Voodoo. So we're decorated, you know, people got beads hanging, they got banners, the Mardi Gras colors. It's not Venice. Oh no, this one just fell apart. It's another one. The fortune teller one. It's one of my first favorite ones. And this was one those two I bought, ordered from out of New Orleans. I have lots of these nice ones. This one actually cut off a float. And you know how crazy I am over the Crowley deck and the Book of Thoth? I mean, not the one Crowley wrote, but the real one. So I have a Thoth Mardi Gras. So we're pretty excited right now about this time of year because it's about time for Mardi Gras. Okay, next quote, season. Tarot, first and last. I believe this was my first tarot deck. And I like it because it's got stars on the back. And it's cosmic. The plaid ones reminds me more like of an oilcloth tablecloth. Probably should have said that online, but you know what? I'm an old crone. I can say what I want. It might have been my dragons, but I'm pretty sure it was the Rider Waite. It was my first one. And my most recent, I don't have many decks. Tarot deck I got is this Deviant Moon, which was gifted to me after I came into the YouTube community. Someone sent this to me, and I love it. I use it a lot. And if you've ever watched any of my videos, you will see it. What upsets me the most? Liars and thieves and fakeness. Fakeness. And the fake propaganda they're feeding us. My daughter's just like, oh, mother, stop, stop, stop. But you know what? Someone needs to tell everybody what some of this stuff really is, you know? And I'll use the medical, you know, they're censoring the natural healings. YouTube has such a high censorship now, right now, as does Facebook, that if you're looking for alternative therapies and you don't already have the background or know where to look, you're not going to get it. And I have a, it's not real heavy duty, but Sea Spirit Self-Healing is one of my Facebook pages. And not right now, but for a while, if I would post a lot of articles I posted, I'd get a pop-up that would direct you to the CDC, Center for Disease Control. Yeah, I trust them like I do the FDA. That upsets me. Vlog. The ones I'm most proud of, and which was my most popular. I think the one I'm most proud of is the one when I started and I went, okay, I'm starting a YouTube channel. This is my first time. And about 3 or 4 of those were, and I'm still a nervous wreck and I say the wrong things and I get all discombobbled. But those were like just making a scene. But the exciting thing about that is as I've been watching all these tarot channels, I'm watching these people just grow and bloom and grow and bloom. And that is a delight. And the energy is here to serve me. I'm doing this for myself. Whether I will end up doing something more like an Etsy shop or whatever, I have no idea. I have no idea because I'm just like let it flow. I don't do goals. I mean, goals and dreams are great, but they're setting a limit, and a lot of mine just didn't happen. And now I'm to the age, I'm a crone. I don't have to deal with it. I can just be. I am that I am. upsets me. And the ones with the highest numbers of watching was from Ouroboros, Natalia, and that is the first time when she actually got me sitting up here. And now look, I'm sitting up here with a tooth missing. I mean, that is, no makeup, you know. By 8:30 this morning, I was done at the dentist. So I'm just here because I missed it and I like it. Upset. Vlog. Weakness. My weakness is my self-confidence. My weakness is that nobody likes me. That is part of why I am doing this channel, for my throat chakra. Because, you know, I came in the total black sheep of my family. I mean, I am a 180 of all their beliefs and lifestyle and what's important. And, you know, I really have trouble visiting with them because I don't know about football and golf and gossip. But was that a weakness? So anyway, I decided, and I had too much time on my hands. So here I am on YouTube on my 6-year-old Samsung phone. So, yeah, you got me up here, Natalia. Now I'm up here with teeth missing. See, it works. The energy is here to serve me if I will but use it to enjoy my life. X-rated. Well, I've been listening to some other people's X-rated stuff, and I'm not saying a word because some of my wildness that I have done is, I'm not even going to say it online because everybody would just like be blown away. So we'll skip that one. X-rated. I'm X-rated. I open my mouth and don't conform. Yesteryear, my favorite year so far. I graduated high school in 69, 68, 69, 65, 66. That was the hippie year. You know, I've hitchhiked the West Coast. I was not part of the hippie movement in San Francisco, but I did go hang on the Haight-Ashbury sign. But those were my formative high school years when we was telling everybody what was going to happen if they didn't pay attention, and that's exactly what has happened. And also, I would say 79 and 80 when my children were born, because that is when you really learn unconditional love, when you have a child. And I could say right now, because I don't ever have to be a registered nurse again, but I can take all that knowledge I have of pre-med classes I took of 30 years, and then the alternative education I have. I always kind of wanted to be a holistic nurse, but you know, you can take a lot of classes on aromatherapy, including like the chemistry classes, for a lot less money than the $2,000 or $3,000 they charge you, so you can be a holistic nurse. Though I do have a lot of extra pain management training, and this whole pain management thing and regulations is a big soapbox of these to me. The people making the rules, they don't get it. See, there we go. And Zen. How do I relax and stay calm? Well, sometimes I'll wallow in my self-pity, knowing that I can change it. But basically, I use essential oils, have for years. I watch YouTube. I do music like This Is Hather. I don't know what the hertz is of this, but you know, like on YouTube, you can get 425 hertz or 5-something hertz that elevates your frequency. And when you just can't be in a bad mood and listen to it, because it brings up your frequency. Ride my bicycle, be out in the nature, go to the beach. So that was kind of a rush through, I guess, and that still took me 30 minutes if you sat through all that. God bless you. I just wanted to do this reply of, I'm new. I know you YouTubers, and I've enjoyed listening to what people are saying. So, many blessings, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you.